Something incredible and very interesting happened last night, and was also very different for me. See, normally I do a lot of content around the RV industry, around camping and fishing and things of that nature, whether I talk about RV loans or how to service a unit or warranties. I mean, that's the basis of what I do on TikTok, what I do on YouTube. And I've decided to switch things up. So last night I did something very different than than the norm. I went live on TikTok for 90 minutes. And I talked about basically the human experience from a man's perspective when it came to how we gain and lose weight, how we get kind of lazy, how we allow ourselves to be knocked into a routine where we forget that there's more to life than a recliner and a television remote and apps like Netflix. We forget that there's more to life than 15, 20-second videos on TikTok, because we're always looking anymore for the next adrenaline hit or the next thing that relaxes us. And we forget that there were a bunch of things that we did as young men, as young humans, because you can include women into this. There were things we did before we tied ourselves to marriage or a long-term relationship that helped us relax, that what didn't involve HBO Max, Disney Plus, the hub, if you get my drift. There were things we did, like going to the gym, like taking a hike, like taking a drive. We looked forward to our days off from work when we were dating, when we were in the initial steps of a relationship, when we were single. We saw the world and what could we do with our day off? And as a man who went through this routine, you start to wonder and realize, what happened? What happened where when we get off of work, we want to go home and we want to fill our life within a 5x5 box around a couch, around a bed. It's like we basically have imprisoned ourselves into our job and into we got to relax at home. And it's almost as if we want everyone around us to service us, service all of our needs without any reciprocation. Now, that's not everybody, but if you're honest with yourself as a man, as a real man, as a good man, if you sit back and sit down and think over the last 2 years, how many times did you look forward to your day off to get out of the house, to go do something with your spouse or your significant other or your kids? When was the last time you looked forward to it? Not, oh my God, they got another baseball game. Oh my God, we got a bunch of running around to do with soccer. I'm talking about, when was the last time that you got excited about something that didn't involve an activity in the house, that didn't involve your phone, that didn't involve an Xbox or a PlayStation or a computer? When was the last time you got excited because you were ready to accomplish something outside of the house? Now, money sometimes has a lot of factors to do with that. You start to wonder because you see all these TikToks and videos where they bring the wife outside and all of a sudden, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And you see that and you relate because, oh my God, my bank account drains. I understand that concept. But think about this for a second. And this is what I say in the RV industry when people tell me that something's too much money, or they don't have the time, or they don't have the money to enjoy a certain lifestyle, whether it's RVs, boats, etc. This is what I tell folks. If an EMP event, an electromagnetic pulse event, happened naturally, not through nuclear weapons or anything like that, just a natural thing, some kind of thing happened where the sun threw an electronic pulse that destroyed all devices, destroyed the internet, destroyed everything. How much is your money worth? How much is your silver bar, your gold bars all worth? How much is your Bitcoin worth? Zero. Money is a necessity because it holds society together where we're not like beating the crap out of each other for something to eat. But in reality, you can't take money with you. You can't, you have to learn to use money to your advantage. The richest people in the world are not always the people with the most money. The richest people in the world are the folks that actually live their life. I gained 70 pounds at one point. I went from a guy who hovered around 170 to 180 to a guy that was 240 pounds. And I did that in a 6-month period. And it wasn't good weight. It was belly fat. It was mushroom fat. Everything changed about me when that happened. Everything. Now I'm back in the gym. And now that I'm back in the gym and I have my own little thing going, all of a sudden, like, clarity hit. Like, I have a goal and I'm almost there. I'm 6 months away from my goal. 6 months. I'm 6 months away from my goal. As long as I stay on target. And that goal involves my children, involves my children's mother, it involves my own personal things. It involves just a totality of things that I have wanted to get done, but because of the situation I was in, I allowed myself to get into this dark space. And now that I'm like, you know what? I found the time to get into the gym. I found the time to record a podcast episode. I found the time to merge the HBRV Lifestyle podcast with the main channel. I found the time to discover what I was going to do with this channel, with this show, with this podcast. It was like I found that it doesn't have to be the setup I was doing in Pahrump, Nevada. It could be as basic as this, as me sitting in front of a camera, in this case my phone, and just talking about what we can and cannot accomplish if we just put our mind to it. Life after 40 has been different because now that I'm back in the gym and I want to get healthy, and I've watched a lot of my friends pass away. I've watched friends of mine that I had for 15, 20 years. They were obviously older than me, but I've watched them all start passing away. And, you know, age caught up to them. Some of them were in good shape. Some of them were not in good shape. What can we do? We as men need to have our bodies, our temples right. And I was saying this last night. One of the real, like, punch you in the gut things that I talked about last night was women that we get with, good women, lose interest in men that let themselves go. Okay? I'll give you a great example. It was a friend of mine, Jennifer. She's been a friend of mine since middle school. Okay? She was married for 23 years. She told me about 3 weeks ago that as her husband let himself go, she let herself go. The routine of come home, sit on your ass, kick off your shoes. The woman will do everything. The man will do everything. It's a mentality that we get ourselves stuck into. It's a mentality that is wrong. You know, if I could do it all over again, I would be in the gym every morning at 6 a.m. and work out till 8, shower at the gym, get to work by 8:30, work till 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock, go home, don't even say anything, just spend an hour doing chores. If I see garbage in a garbage can, I take it out and replace the kid bag. If I see that my dirty laundry is piling up, I go do it myself because I'm the one creating the damn skid marks. So why in the hell would I expect my wife to freaking wash my freaking underwear? I mean, I'm the one making a mess in there because I don't eat right. You know, I would have done so many things different with what I know now because of self-awareness. See, and that's something you have to understand, that good women that aren't mad at you, aren't mad at the world, aren't pissed off at the world, are actually the super majority of women. We don't see it because all we see is all these pissed off people in general, including men, including women, on the internet, arguing and fighting. Then you got all these guys that create these skits to get attention, these gold digger, all that gold digger crap is all a setup. 90% of what you watch on TikTok is all scripted. It may not look like it, but it's scripted. Because if a guy really, outside of the Tony guy who fishes for sharks, the majority of influencers like him script out everything. And it's because if you really went on the beach, as an example, in front of 3 women and said, look at that cake, you'd be punched. You'd be knocked out. Either by the boyfriends or by a guy that just don't care. We won't say anything. We just, when you're that rude, real men just punch you. When you're that rude as a man to women, we just punch you. We knock you out on your butt. So look, I got a chocolate cake. I mean, it's all scripted and baloney and malarkey. But we watch anyway. It's an addiction. It's the new addiction, is the phone. See, when I sit and upload videos, like on TikTok, the only thing that I ever watch on TikTok is clips from some TV shows just to keep caught up on what's going on for my job. Because if somebody wants to talk about the latest thing that happened on George and Mandy's first marriage, I know a lot of what's going on just based watching on clips. If I wanted to watch, know kind of what was going on in a movie that I'm not going to go watch in a movie theater, but somebody mentions it, I can at least have a somewhat decent conversation about it. But I don't zone out where I'm just staring at my phone all day and eat crap. I mean, I don't eat really good, but I eat better today than I did 2 months ago. We're going to have a problem as a society if men don't get things on track. We don't need to be red pill. The red pill is only 50% correct. And the blue pill is only 50% correct. The truth is 100% is somewhere in the middle. Okay? I'm going to be and we're going to talk about this more tomorrow, but I'm going to be very frank with you as a man, okay? When women on a podcast go on and say they want a 6'4" man that's built like a brick shit house, 6 figures, 6 inches, whatever, 6-pack, whatever, That has not changed in over 100,000 years. The terminology changed. What the definition of that man has changed. But that doesn't mean that's what the woman really wants. It's her fantasy man. Some women understand, the super majority of women understand that what they're looking for and asking for is a fantasy. That's the reality. There are only the delusional people, men and women, get all the attention on the internet because they want the attention. It doesn't represent the supermajority. It doesn't represent the actual real population of the world. It's a pinky nail size of the population of the world. So think on that, and I'll see you tomorrow.